Okay, so the question is, well, Marshall Rosenberg described needs as divine energy. And that kind of goes along with my definition, you know, a life energy and a seeking fulfillment is a definition for needs. And I like that definition because the intensities change, the flavors change. It's almost like an orchestra, right? Sometimes different instruments play and there's different intensities and things coming through. So what's your experience of needs? And would love to hear, you know, raise your hand if you got something, or just, I guess raising the hand is better because. And Ala, would you like to pitch in to that discussion?
Sure, but is it okay if I have a little bit more time to gather my thoughts on the topic?
Sure, sure. We can see if someone else would like to go first. Let's see. Tree, I haven't heard from you in a while. Do you have anything around that you'd like to share?
Sorry, I was we got booted off and I was trying to connect with someone on the chat and giving her some information she was asking, so I was distracted. You wanted to know what I think of when I think of needs?
Yeah, how do you experience needs?
I think of this
needs,
like
values.
Little child inside of me that like sometimes is just wasn't heard or seen or able to experience feelings. And so yeah, sometimes my needs come out in an unhealthy way. Yeah, what I do notice about needs is if I address them soon enough, then and feel worthy or deserving to ask for what I want, it's a lot comes out in a healthier way without emotion. But if I've got emotion and feel triggered, it triggers someone else. And so I don't know, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, just wanting to get my needs met. Yeah, hard to describe it. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, I feel almost, yeah, hearing that, I want to add to it. And I love that you brought out that you, when you notice a need, that you also try to find a way to meet it. And one of the key differentiations that has really been transformative for me is to separate out the strategies from the needs. And I find that a lot of conflict comes from confusing those two. And for me, the strategy is, you know, the person or the location or action or object that I'm concerned with. That it's a way of getting my needs met. And so the needs are sort of like that part of me that wants seeking fulfillment. But then as a human, I try to identify a strategy to meet the need, which usually is some kind of object or person or a specific action that I might choose to do.
Can I share something?
Yeah.
I think my biggest challenge now, I was sharing with Julia in my living situation, which I've escaped from, is that I do empathy and I do NVC with my housemate, but he has the need to control everything in the house. So the need for fresh air, like he wouldn't shut the windows and doors. It's like, what do I do when someone doesn't want to create a win-win, when someone doesn't want to compromise, when someone is, I've been trying to show up with empathy of his childhood. He came over from Germany and what his mother was like. But it's really hard because it's just like, I'm not getting my needs met.
Yeah, so you notice your need for air is coming up and trying to find a way to work things out, work out the strategies with your housemate. Yeah. It's been hard.
Sometimes I think there's no working it out if someone is, you know, whatever, develop strategies to cope, whether it's through being OCD, to just having a routine and anything, I mean, he gets angry if I even make suggestions that might, you know, change his routine. Feels threatened, yeah.
Joe, put your hand up.
Yeah. Tree, there's so much there that we could harvest for the next hour, but one of the things that has been alive in, as I'm listening to you and James and other, is that when it was actually a discovery that I've been watching NVC trainers talk about mourning needs not met, and somehow they enjoy doing that, and I didn't get a lot of enjoyment out of it until this year. And what I started doing in kind of finding that divine energy is when things, when needs were unmet, I focused not on so much what I wanted that I didn't have, but on the intensity of the energy inside of me. And when I focused there, it's like, oh my God, I've got this, because the worse the problem was, the more of an inferno I had burning inside of me. But when I focus on how much energy I have, suddenly I feel empowered. And it's like, whoa, look at all of that energy inside of me. And it's helped me shift from this mindset of needs unmet. Boy, I really want, maybe in your case, Tree, choice about whether windows or maybe it's communication with your husband, and I don't have that, to, wow, look how intense of an energy I have and how much power I have within me. And then you can go to choice and make whatever decisions you want, or possibly just reside in the beauty of that energy within you without doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm complete with that.
I certainly got to practice my nose and got to, not give away my power. So this has been a good learning situation for now. Thank you.
Thanks, Tree. Hey, I want to check in with Ala. Ala, have you had enough self-connection time? Would you like to share?
Yes, I definitely did. And I'm very happy I did, because what Joe said really corresponds to what I was going through. So I'm quite new to having needs. I was taught that having needs is bad, so I wouldn't allow myself for that for the most part of my life. And recently, when I learned about NVC and needs and my needs, and definitely a lot of regret for unmet needs, I had a sense of completeness, like needs of mine and needs of other people somehow, definitely my needs, for some reason, even though they were unmet, but for some reason I just felt complete suddenly. So yeah, that's my recent personal revelation on that topic.
Thank you, Ala. Thanks for adding. Yeah. So discovering your needs for the first time, and noticing maybe the upbringing that you had, that you weren't encouraged to have needs. Yeah. Thank you, Ala. And I'm noticing the time. I want to honor our agreements. So that sort of wraps up our discussion on needs.